Hello folks, I'm Appfielder and today we're going to be doing a brand new beginner's tutorial to Captain of Industry. If you've been looking at this game and you're interested in it and you've read the reviews, the one thing you may have noticed is the learning curve on this thing is brutal and there's not a lot of help. So we're going to do a tutorial and we're going to do the very basics today. So we're going to start off here, we're going to click new game. And we're going to leave everything absolutely default. Now you can see we got various maps we can select from. We can either click game difficulty up here or we can hit it down here. Like I say, we're going to leave all this as standard. This just tells you the various resources, but at this point you won't understand them. Just leave it all on normal. We're going to leave it on sailor difficulty. That's for basically new players, and we're going to leave this absolutely standard. Game seed, we're going to leave the same as well, and we're just going to hit launch new game. Once your game has loaded up, you are introduced with this message, and it's going to tell you a little bit about the game, but not a huge amount. It's going to tell you about the abandoned communication station. It's going to tell you that we can take the resources from that and use a blast furnace to smelt iron. And it's essential to build a research lab, and also you can do a trading dock as well. When you've read that, hit that cross button, and then we're going to talk about the GUI before we move on. First thing we're going to do is hit the pause button. As you saw, the days were rocking on. So this is the screen that you are greeted with. So the GUI then, in the top left-hand corner, we are told our population. We currently have 90 people, and we have room for 140 people. This here, these two buildings here are your settlement. We've got food, enough for 59 months with the current population, and of that 90 population, 78 are workers. That's important when we start constructing buildings. Unity, don't worry too much about the moment, but that's basically the happiness. I'm several hours into the game and I haven't found a way to affect this, not positively anyway, so don't worry about it too much yet. It'll be something you get to further on in the game. Health of your population, again, not too much to worry about in the early stages. This is your vehicle management. These are the vehicles here. We've got some pickup trucks and a tree harvester. But if you click on this, it will tell you what you own and what's available to be assigned, what you can dump, that kind of thing. We're going to hit the cross button there and go back to this. Okay, this is docked. This is talking about this ship here. You can send this out to explore other islands and things like that. We can have a look at that in a bit. And here again, it's the number of trucks you've got and the number you are able to currently build. The weather, the date, pause, play, fast, really fast, and your notifications up there. On the right hand side here, these are the resources we've got available. This is maintenance and repair, that kind of thing. Coal, wood, iron, I want to say rubber, copper, cement, construction parts, vehicle parts, diesel, and I believe that's potatoes. This button here will show you the recipes that you've got available. Then down the bottom, this is your main menu button. Obviously, you can save your game and what have you down here. I'm going to hit continue for now. We'll do the bottom left now. This is just some tools. So you'll have copy and cut and copy settings. Demolish may come in handy. Unity tool I haven't used much yet. Neither have I used the pause tool. This one here is incredibly useful, the layers, and you've also got a planning mode as well. Again, don't think you'll use this one much in early games, so we won't talk about it, but layers you will. So if we hit layers, nothing too much to worry about here, but if we sort of toggle these on and off, we can see where some important resources are. So when it comes to mining resources and what have you later on, we can see where they are. So layers is quite useful to know where it is. Last thing on the GUI to talk about then is this stuff down here. So we've got the metallurgy. I'm not sure, I'm probably saying that wrong. And smelting. So your coal, your blast furnace, and your metal caster. Waste management, we only have the smokestack. Transport, buildings, housing and services, dumping designation that we'll get to in a minute. Tree harvesting that we'll also cover. Message center, this is important. This is where all your messages are. Statistics, don't think you're going to use that early game, and then the world map as well. I mentioned you can explore other areas, so there we go. That's where you get to that. And the escape button or the back button will get you back to the main screen. So that is the GUI. So we're going to hit that play button up the top there. So the game is going on, and then we're going to start building things. So we're going to start off with research. So if we click down the bottom here on the buildings tab, we have that research lab, and we can see it's going to cost us 23 construction parts. And you can see at the moment we have 750. It's going to cost us 4 workers, and it's going to, I think, negatively impact the Unity by 0.25. So we're going to go ahead and build that. Now, I don't think with research it matters too much where you place it. So we're going to put it down here to, I'm going to say the south. It might not be the south, but down here. Now, once we click it, what you can see is 2 of these pickup trucks here have automatically gone to the dock where our construction parts are. They picked them up. They're going to drive over, and then they're going to create the structure. We'll let that build for a moment. Okay, once it's built, lots of things have happened. We have 2 messages on the screen here. We've got a tutorial about waste and dumping, and also a message to say the research lab is ready. So if we click on that, it will tell us more about the research and lots of info there. So go ahead and read that. So it tells you a little bit about Unity as well. And you can see some more details there. We've also got a tutorial about waste and dumping, but let's finish research first. Up the top here, no research selected. So you can click on here and it'll bring up your research menu. The things with ticks are the things that have been researched already. So we need to pick either construction or basic farming. Now, for me, I tend to pick basic farming first, just habit. So left click on there and then click on start research. And there you go, it's in progress. You can hit that escape button. Now, you can build more than one research lab. That will speed up your research, and it's probably something that you will do later on. Next up, we mentioned waste management. So your settlement is going to develop waste, and that's going to probably impact on your Unity. So we need to sort that out. So you can click either on dumping designation down here or click on Z. You don't want it too close to the settlement. We want it close enough that the trucks don't have to go too far. Now you can see that's angled. You see it's angled to the right there. So we can hit the R key that rotates structures and things like that. I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to start there. I'm going to click left click and hold left click and then drag. And you can see it's going to go up. What it's going to do is stack up the rubbish there. That's our dumping designation. There's something else we need to do here because the rubbish doesn't get collected anyway. It just mounts up in here and that's it. So what we need to do is click on housings and services down here, and we need a waste collection. We're going to put that fairly close. You can see we've got some outputs there, the red arrows. Doesn't matter at the moment, but when we get to conveyor belts, which won't be in this tutorial, that's going to help us out there. So we're going to build that there. Hopefully a couple of trucks are going to, there we go, they're moving. They're going to do that. The one thing we haven't done here now is do the recycling. So we'll cover that now. We're going to hit start recycling. So by recycling the abandoned communication station, we will get iron scrap, concrete slabs, and electronics. So go ahead and click start recycling. With that done then, what we now need to do is start generating wood, because we're going to do metal, and for metal we need coal, and for coal at the moment we need wood. I know that was a lot to take in. So very similar to what we did with the dumping designation, but we're going to get rid of some trees now. We've got trees over here we can get rid of, and trees over here. These are going to be in the way of the settlement when I want to expand, so we're going to get rid of those. There we go, and you just left click, drag and hold like that, and they are now designated to be cut down. Our tree harvester, look at him, he's on his way. Now, I'm going to show you what happens here. He's going to go and chop down a tree. It's very nice, nice little animation. Here we go, look how clever that is. I'll zoom right in for you. See, up the top right here, we've got a notification and we've got an error here to warn us something is wrong. It has no truck assigned. For the most part, these fellas will do their jobs automatically, but in certain scenarios like this one, you need to assign a truck. Click on the tree harvester, assign one vehicle by clicking there. You can unassign by clicking the minus sign if you accidentally assign too many vehicles. Just hit that cross. There you go, it gets loaded onto the truck. Perfect. Right, let's do some more building. So we're going to start with the coal maker, and you can see green is input, red is output. Not too much of a problem for the lorries, but we just need to keep it in mind for later on. Not that we can't take these things down. We're going to build that there. Now I'm using the R key to rotate the building. And then we've got two outputs here. We've got coal and we've got exhaust that we'll come to in a minute. And obviously, as I said, this fella here we'll go and offload the wood here once this is built. Is anyone going to go across and build? Yeah, he's going to go. Perfect. So for iron then, we need the blast furnace and the metal caster. Now, we talked about the inputs, and we want to keep these the same way. Doesn't matter for this building again because, well, we don't have conveyor belts at this point. The one thing I want to note is in the bottom left-hand corner of this building, you can see the exhaust is on the left-hand side. That's actually going to be a problem, or it's going to make things more difficult. So we're going to hit the F key. That essentially flips it or mirrors it. So it's on the right-hand side. It's on the same side as the coal structure. And then we just left-click to build it there. Last up, we've got the metal. I say last up. Last up in this process is the metal caster. And again, we've got our inputs and our outputs. Our inputs, you can just about see at the top there. We're going to put that there. With all that built, we want to get the last few things so this will actually work. Coal maker needs transport to output exhaust, and this will be the same as well. At the moment, we've only got one recipe. It's already selected. This is going to make molten iron and exhaust. When you get copper and what have you, they will be there too. So you need to select the recipe in there that you want to use, and it'll be the same in the metal caster as well. So let's deal with the exhaust. Click on waste management, and we've got ourselves a smokestack. Now we're going to rotate that around. Probably don't want that too close to I probably built this a little bit too close to the settlement, but it doesn't matter too much. So we've rotated that, so that's in a good place. Now we need to hook all this together. So what we're going to do is click on transports, and we've got molten channel and pipe. Pipe will transport liquids and gases, and only one type at a time. We can share this stack between the two, so that's quite nice. So we're going to click here. We're going to build that round and just click every time you want to turn a corner and connect that up. And then we want to connect this up, but we want to make sure trucks can go under it. We don't want to block things off. So we're going to put in a joint somewhere here. We're going to put it here. And then we're going to hit the E key, and you can see that's changing the height. We're going to go up to 3. And then we want to make sure this is straight. There we go. And if we go to level with that, and then we just need to make sure that joins up, and then it does all that for us. See, up and over, and the trucks can go under, and then we can just use the Q key to bring that back down. Right. That is the exhaust dealt with, and now we just need to deal with the molten iron so that we end up getting these nice iron sheets. So again, back into transport, and here we go. We're going to click on the output, and we're going to go into the input. Here, if you got more than one, you could go to separate, but for now, we'll just join that up. Not strictly necessary, but there we have it. This here is for the output if we have other outputs. So some of the other recipes might output other materials, not on iron, so you don't need to worry about it. So this is recycling. This is built, this is built, this is built, this is built. So this fella here is going to deliver wood here. This is going to give us coal, which is going to get transported to here. Scrap iron from here to here is going to give us the molten iron. I'm going to shut up for a minute while I wait for this to complete. Okay, now this has generated some coal. That vehicle there has transported it, and you can see this is working away. And when this finishes, we're going to get a little bit of molten iron come out, and then this will start building the iron sheets. Let's watch this go out. So this will give us 8. This needs 8 to create 8, so perfect. There you go, and away that will work. That was a lot to cover in building our first little structure, and then as you can see, our research has finished. Researched farming, and we've got some more stuff over here as we've been building stuff. You've got some more tutorials. It's going to tell you a little bit about the tools, so the cut, the pause tool, the planning, etc. Have a good read of that. That will come in very useful later on. We got logistics, and again, it's going to talk about logistics, some stuff that you haven't got yet. But there you go, like conveyor belts, we don't have those yet. So very worth reading. Basic farming. As you can see, if we click on that one, it tells us we've got a new building. We can dismiss that for now. Iron smelting, again, you'll get a little bit of a tutorial. And the waste dumping we've already done. So research is completed. We can just click on the top there. We've got farming. Trading might come in useful, but we probably just want to do construction at this point so we can move on to on these ones. The beacon, for example, is quite useful because that gets us more population. So select whatever you want. I'm selecting construction, click start research, and then you can either hit back or escape out. So we've got metal, we've got this going. The last thing we're going to do today is farming, because that's what we just researched. So we're going to build that farm somewhere. We hit the R key to rotate it around. We're going to keep it fairly close to there, and I'll show you why in a moment. There we go, that's lined up. We can always destroy this and build it again later. This will grow potatoes. You don't need to worry about anything else at this point. They'll grow when it rains. And then this here is actually the food market where these guys go for food. So when the potatoes grow, your little pickup trucks will come over and transport food there. So that is farming in a nutshell. The last thing I'm going to cover, because it completely and utterly foxed me, is the shipyard. It's damaged and you need to repair it. The ship is also damaged and you need to repair that, but you can't repair it till you repair the shipyard. And I spent ages trying to figure this out. I was like, how do I repair it? If you go into research, this one here, the ship dock repair, once you research that, that will repair it. Don't worry about maintenance and things like that. It's very confusing. I don't understand why that's there, but that's how you repair it. So don't spend ages trying to figure that out. Once it's repaired, you can then repair the ship. Wow, did we cover a lot in today's beginner's tutorial. I told you the learning curve on this game was absolutely brutal. But what have we learned? Well, we've learned how to do research. We've learned how to recycle. We've learned how to do our first little bit of automation to create iron plates, resources that we'll use for other recipes. We've learned about our population, how to deal with waste, how to cut wood, and how to farm, and also how to repair the dockyard as well. If you found this video useful, please consider hitting that like button. It will tell everyone else it's a good video, they should watch it, and it'll help them learn this amazing game. It's only 3 days into early access, and there's so much to do already. And consider subscribing to the channel. I'll be doing more Captains of Industry content. This is a general PC gaming channel, so I'll be covering lots of other games as well. You can check out my Planet Crafter review, another awesome game, by the way. Anyway, folks, for now, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm Abfielder. That's all I have time for today. Goodbye.